Nasruddin at Scope360, and have you been watching the show, you know we've got an awesome gentleman in the studio today, Mr. Arman Khan, who is talking about immigrations, and already we've talked about various forms of immigration, and right now Arman is going to talk about another way of coming into Canada, which is called?
It's for the underprivileged, when, we have conventional refugees.
Okay.
Who are persecuted in their country, home country, and they have no way to go back to their country, either based on their race, religion, political orientation, ideology, or they belong to a certain group, sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So, उनके लिए क्या option है, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the express entry qualification system. Maybe उनके पास इतने fund नहीं है कि वो business immigration में आ सकें. So Canada का जो लॉ है इमिग्रेशन का, रेफ्यूजी एंड प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट, इट्स इन शॉर्ट फॉर्म कॉल्ड इरपा. इरपा सेक्शन 96 डिफाइन करता है कन्वेंशन रेफ्यूजीज की डेफिनेशन. सो जो जैसे मैंने फैक्टर्स बताए हैं कि अगर आप यूनाइटेड नेशन की कन्वेंशन रेफ्यूजी की डेफिनेशन को मीट करते हैं एंड यू हैव अ वेल फाउंड फियर ऑफ परसिक्यूशन इफ यू गो बैक टू योर कंट्री बेस्ड ऑन योर रेस, रिलीजन, आइडेंटिटी, तो क्या करें फिर आप? कनाडा आ गए, अपने मुल्क में नहीं है, आप अपने मुल्क से बाहर हैं और यू हैव नो वे टू गो बैक, या फिर सेक्शन 97 में अगर आप जाते भी हैं तो यू विल फेस टॉर्चर, राइट? आपकी जान को खतरा है. इट हैज टू बी वेल फाउंडेड फियर. तो कनाडा फिर आपको वेलकम कर सकते हैं असाइलम के जरिए, रेफ्यूजी. सो फिर आप आते हैं, यू नीड अ लॉयर हु कैन फाइल बेसिस ऑफ क्लेम, BOC. आप जब पोर्ट ऑफ एंट्री में लैंड करते हैं तो उसके बाद फिर आपके पास सर्टेन प्रो बोनो ऑप्शंस भी हैं, क्योंकि आप लीगल फीस अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते. जो
हमारे ऑडियंस को बताएं, जिनको पता नहीं कि प्रो बोनो क्या होता है, बताएं कि प्रो बोनो क्या होता है.
It's a free service. Excellent question. Pro bono is you don't have to pay the lawyer's fee. अगर आप अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते तो गवर्नमेंट और some non-profit organizations can provide one for you. So refugees, चूँकि वो अपने मुल्क से दरबदर होते हैं, मुश्किल में हालात में हैं, they don't have good job perspectives, right? They don't have those skills to bring to Canada. So Canadian system then through Refugee Protection Board, that's your first forum, वो चेक करते हैं, मेक श्योर करते हैं कि वाकई आप पे परसिक्यूशन हुई है. क्योंकि माइंड यू सम पीपल दे यूज दिस loophole to A, defame their country, and B, just to cut the line, right? Which is obviously not the right way. अगर आप वाकई ही सच में अगर आप गुजरे हैं परसिक्यूशन के थ्रू, राइट, और अगर आप वापस नहीं जा सकते अपने मुल्क में, सो कनाडा कैन गिव यू एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. इट्स अ लैंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी, एंड वी मेक श्योर आपकी सारी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, एविडेंस वीज़ा ऑफिसर देखेगा, इमिग्रेशन बोर्ड पैनल्स देखेगा कि आया आपकी स्टोरी corroborate करती है आपके सारे basis of claim or supporting documentation से. अगर आप
so I'm going to pause you there for a second now, because maybe I'm just thinking, because when we talked about in the show, we talked about other forms of immigration. We talked the student, the business, the express entry and all that. So these are people who are sad. They've got computer, they've got laptops, they've got iPhones, cell phones, you name everything. They got everything available. Now somebody who's in financial hardship, who is in a whatever situation, being persecuted, all that, they may not have this access to these kind of tools and everything, right? So how would the person, because if they're there and they can't contact everything, so how would they even contact you? How would they even go about here? So the process starts here from a relative or a friend or something?
Excellent question. दो चीज़ें इसमें. वो यूनाइटेड नेशन HCR के ऑफिस को अप्रोच करते हैं.
Sorry, Scott, यहाँ से के वहाँ से जो country
जहाँ से outside of Canada.
Okay.
Remember, mind you, they're not here.
Right.
They're not in their home country. They're either stuck in Malaysia, Thailand, refugee camp, right? Or some other Vietnam, Sri Lanka, right? So वहाँ से UNHCR से वो अपना refugee card बनाएंगे. और उसके बाद वहाँ से, चूँकि perhaps English is not their first language as well, उनको difficulty होगी to find all these resources, Google और करना laptop, So those local UNHCR, people can help them find some good Canadian organizations या Canadian lawyers जो उनको आके either through group of 5 or through sponsorship agreement holder या आपको कोई प्रॉपर किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के जरिए you can bring those refugees. आप उनकी undertaking लेते हैं, अगर वो case approve हो जाता है, so you can you have to provide them, you know, accommodation. You have to take care of them for a certain period of time, right? So at the end of the day, हम अगर आपका refugee claim refuse हो जाता है at the RPD Refugee Protection Division level पे, फिर there's always an appeal. Refugee Appeal Division जो 3 panel member का board बैठता है, अगर वो भी appeal आपकी refuse हो जाती है, तो that's where the lawyers come in, immigration lawyers. So I can go to the federal court and apply for a judicial review कि देखें this you know things were overlooked or factually correct नहीं है, या आपका जो you know board member ने substantial error किया है या procedural error है, right? So we can file an appeal on your behalf, right? So and the other you know way of coming to Canada is, let's say अगर आप already Canada में हैं और आप deport हो रहे हैं, right? आपका status expire हो गया, refugee आपका claim deny हो गया, so then there's a last option which is humanitarian and compassionate grounds.
Compassionate care, right? Yeah.
So basically again उसमें factors हैं, multiple factors. आपकी establishment कितनी है कनाडा में, कितनी देर से आप रह रहे हैं, अगर if kids are involved, आप अगर वापस अपने जाते हैं, आपकी ties कितनी है, hardships कितनी होंगी वापस home country में. Again, this is an exception.
Right.
Should not be your first option. Obviously, then there's PRA, there are other judicial reviews, so that to prolong your stay. But again, talk to your lawyer. Again, this is not legal advice. आप हमेशा you know अपने case को individual you know वो आपके facts देखेंगे, आपके circumstances देखेंगे, and they'll deal case by case. This is not a generic approach.
Right, excellent. Ahmad, you know, having you in the studio here has been extremely informative. And whenever I ask questions with my guest, I always think of my mother, okay, in the back of my mind. And my mom's very well educated. But you know, हमारे माँ बाप होते हैं, ये वो देखते हैं, फिर बोलते हैं बेटे ये समझाओ ये क्या उन्होंने क्या बोला, because को थोड़ी तसल्ली होती है कि I hope there's not a scam, right?
Exactly.
And you know, mashallah, the information you've provided, the time you've taken, the patience and everything is so great that I'm not an expert in immigration, of course not, but even I picked up so many things. I even picked up one thing, and I think this is really great because, especially in the last point that we talked about with the refugee claimant, people facing whatever type of hardship, especially what's happening in Afghanistan right now. हमारे जो audience भी हैं, we have audiences of a diverse background here. तो जो हमारे ऑडियंस जो रिश्तेदार अनफॉर्चुनेटली जो स्टक हैं अफगानिस्तान में, आप हमारे इमाम भाई को भी फ़ोन कर सकते हैं, email कर सकते हैं, and he'd be more than happy to connect with you on that basis, or any other immigration, जैसे आपने हमारे प्रोग्राम में देखा है, चाहे student, entry, point system, business, all these things that we talked about. So please reach out to him. So in conclusion here, what's 2023 looking for you like, sir?
Well, again, you know, I'm really fortunate, you know, that business is booming. Immigration is, you know, one thing. इसकी बहुत demand है. और Canada में, even US compared to, you know, our neighbors down south, US में एक तो time बहुत ज़्यादा consume होता है, 4 years waiting time है. And Canada has opened arms to, you know, not only refugees, but as I mentioned earlier, lots of student visas as well, right?
And trades, right?
And tradesmiths, right? So Canada की सिर्फ 33 million population, roughly approximately 35, and it's one of the second largest, you know, countries in terms of the land, right?
Right.
We need more immigrants. Aging population है, और Canada में huge opportunities हैं, right?
Yeah.
So हम सब की कोशिश है कि आप Canada अपने doors more open करें, and then we build Canada just like, you know, US was built upon by immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Canada में अगर आप आके मेहनत करें, अगर आप Canada में आके, you know, both husband and wife, they can work hard, they can provide excellent, you know, education and future to their next generation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
और हम most of the time, I'm an immigrant myself, so हम हमारे parents, next generation, we know what kind of, you know, difficulties new immigrants go through, right?
Right.
So that's why, you know, when you've gone through initial difficulties, you understand, right?
Yeah.
There's a compassion that you're not just out there to get their money, but you want them to give an honest feedback and a future hopeful roadmap, right? So 2023, मेरी यही कोशिश है to expand, to travel. Dubai offices expand हो रहे हैं, representatives आ रहे हैं. I'm well connected with international lawyers as well, who can find excellent deserving candidates. Canada में लोगों को लेके आए, यहाँ नए घर बने. You will need more realtors, mortgage चाहिए, गाड़ियाँ चाहिए, business flourish करे, right? Our economy हमारी grow करे, because mind you, this is one planet we have. It has to be home for all of our children.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait कि 2023 क्या लेके आता है. But definitely for sure we'll be working hard for you, and we'll be bringing lots of good candidates from all over the world.
Absolutely. No, Arman, it is excellent, and I am so glad that we had the opportunity of discussing, not in full detail, because bheja fry ho jayega, yeah, bahut sari information overload, right? But once again, I've dealt with a lot of lawyers, I deal with a lot of accountants, a lot of professional people, and a lot of them, jaldi, fatafat, office, you gotta, but you've really taken the time with immigration. Obviously, there's other services that you provide that our audience can go and then look at other things, not only immigration, you do other things from wills, family law, real estate, and all these other things that go down. And I will love to have you back on the show again and discuss the other topics. But one of the most important things in talking to you and getting to know you is that the comfort and the ease that you bring. And that is very, very important. And as we talked about in the beginning of the segment here, one of the most anxiety, scare, feeling, these kind of emotions that person gets is because whether it's they need to call a law, and they're like, oh, lawyer, kaisa hoega? Is he going to rip me off? Is he going to give me the truth? Is he really legit and whatever? And obviously talking to you, getting a little bit of background here, and that's what I want to find out about your background.
Thank you.
You're a family man, you have children, and your whole ethnic background for where you came from. So it's very, very important to have people like that in our community, because let's be honest, lawyers do get a bad rep. We know that. My favorite movie is The Devil's Advocate, right? And I've dealt with lawyers and do get a bad rap. But at the end of the day, you can't put all eggs in one basket. There are good lawyers as well. And it's very enlightening for me to know that we have a representative like yourself in our community here that can be honest, straightforward, and is willing to help. It's like, hey, listen, come in my office. We'll sit down with you. And if we could help you, we will. And if we can't, we can't. So once again, tell our audience your website, sir, and your phone number, and where they could get in touch with you, sir.
Well, my website, again, is www.aklawoffices.ca. You can reach us at 647-546-3132. And thank you again for having me. It was excellent talking to you about my world, which is immigration. I can talk for hours and hours, but I don't want to bore our audience. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I would love to help you.
And you're one of the most smooth, easygoing lawyer. I'm sure you probably don't even get upset with your children, do you? They're like, wait till dad comes home. No, they're like, oh, daddy, candy, that's excellent. No, well, folks, I hope you really enjoyed our show, our segment. I know there was a lot of information. But once again, please go to Arman's website. You could call him. I'm sure if you have relatives back home or anywhere that need any of the services, please reach out to him. The camera doesn't lie. He is who he is, and he's talking, and you can tell not lawyers are like that. And like I said, I've dealt with a lot of lawyers, and you're one of the most easiest person to deal with. So thank you, and I'm glad we have this friendship, and I love to have you back in our studio again.
Anytime.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you need immigration services or any other services, visit Arman's website, call him. And once again, thank you very much for watching our show. This is Nasruddin for Scope360. Make sure to subscribe, like, and tell all your friends about our show.